Hello and welcome to the latest Lukozer retro game review video. And for this one we're going way back to 1983 with Hungry Horace for the Commodore 64. The reason I'm doing this game, which you can see here, this is a demo mode, so no, this isn't me playing. But anyway, the reason I am doing this one is because this was the very first Commodore 64 game I played. It was also the first one I owned. Let's just say my Commodore 64 gaming didn't exactly get off to the greatest of starts. So I think for the Spectrum anyway, this was the first of the Horace series of games. But there were two others that followed on from it. With the Commodore 64, one more did come along afterwards, which was Horace Goes Skiing. But the best of the series, which was Horace and the Spiders, never appeared on the Commodore 64. In fact, that was actually the first Spectrum game I ever played. So yeah, there's a few firsts as far as the Horace series goes. Anyway, let's get this fucking thing over and done with. Right, off we go. So I mean, as you can quite clearly see, the game is based on Pac-Man, but you don't actually have to eat all of the whatever you want to call them. I think they're meant to be flowers. You also don't have to get to the bell here, but if you do, it does the alarm thing and then you're able to get them like you would the ghosts in Pac-Man itself. So anyway, off we go. This is now level 2. Fuck it, let's go on level 3. Now level 3 is where this game gets really fucking annoying. As you can clearly see, there is only one route to the exit, and the park keeper will often just hang around there, making sure that you can't get out. And if it takes too long, then as you can see, a second park keeper comes in and well, basically you end up getting trapped. Now as you can also see there, you've got to be, well, bloody quick to get away. And as you can also see, if you are too far away from the park keeper, he won't come down to this section. So you've got to lure him away, making sure you stay ahead, also hoping that that doesn't happen, which it invariably will. So now we've got to go through all this again, and the third level is like this pretty much every time. Getting off level 3 is ridiculously difficult. So I think it's already taken long enough. Okay, we're rather lucky there. We didn't have the second park keeper coming in. Now the thing is, you don't want to go for the bell here, because when they appear, they will block your route again. Now as you can also see, there are these tunnel sections which you take a while to get through. So you appear there and then you appear there, but the park keepers go through them straight away. So in order to exit this level, you've got to make sure you have a long enough gap so that okay, looks like we've lucked out there. Fuck it. So we've now looped around, and here we go with level 1 again. This is the entire thing. Now, okay, this game came out in '83, so you should expect it to be somewhat basic, but okay, not as ridiculously basic as this thing. It has very little in the way of redeeming qualities, and when I say very little I mean none at all. Graphically, I suppose, you know, you can't really criticise it too strongly because, as I say, this game is pretty old. Programmers were still getting the grits with the Commodore 64. So gameplay wise, graphics wise anyway, it's alright. I mean, the Horace sprite looks exactly the same as he does in the Spectrum version. I've never been able to figure out what he's supposed to be, but nevertheless, see, it does that, and that just means you've got to then wait for this, and then the second one comes along, and it's just... And that is the big problem with this game. That ridiculously designed third level just means that the game is unbelievably frustrating. Thankfully, it has a feature in it which allows you to design your own levels, and you can choose which level to redo. So if you've decided, quite rightly, that you've had enough of that bullshit level 3, you can redesign your own version of level 3 and make it something ridiculously easy, like you start at the top, the bell's right in front of you, and you just go straight through to the exit again right at the very top. So you can make it incredibly easy and skip it altogether. But yeah, the biggest problem with the game is the stupid design of level 3. Alright, it's pretty forgettable stuff, you know, to put it mildly. So I don't really know why. I mean, I didn't choose this game as my first. It was bought for me, and I was like, oh, cheers. But yeah, so this is where my Commodore 64 gaming started. As I say, it didn't get off to the greatest of starts. So it's you know, it's a combination of completely forgettable aspects, i.e. most of the gameplay, and ridiculously frustrating aspects because of a stupid level design, which is where level 3 comes along. So it doesn't really have an awful lot going for it, hence why I will score this game 2, and I think it's done well to get as much as that. So there you go, Hungry Horace. Forgettable crap, really. So that brings this review to an end, and we'll see you at the next one.